another episode of With the Chiefs.
Wait. Man, I need more rest.
I hope I've got your last name right there.
It's a very good pronunciation.
You should know better than that now, Donald.
I know. Welcome back to another episode of With the Chiefs. This week we're very lucky to be joined again by a bit of a legend of the sport, Leo Peterson. We last caught up with Leo 3 years ago in episode 19 of With the Chiefs, where he'd just broken 30 minutes for the 10K for the first time. And since then, he's been continuing to just rip out some crazy runs. He's represented Australia multiple times. And yeah, been doing some trail running the last couple of years, but has recently kind of gotten back into some road stuff too and can just, I don't know, perform at any surface, anywhere. So yeah, welcome back to the show, Leo.
Thanks, Dom. Thanks, Luke. Yeah, it's good stuff. Hey, it's pretty wild.
Yeah, crazy. Like how time flies. Like feels like not that long ago, but yeah, 3 years. There you go.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like when we were talking about that, it was that Sydney 10, and it was 29:59 off the gun time, I think, or off the timing mats or something, and then it wasn't certified.
That's right.
Yeah, and funnily enough, I ran orange that year as well. I think you did the half, Dom,
Mm.
and I ran 32 minutes there, and
Yeah.
then like to this year's result, it's like it's funny. Like yeah, Sydney 10. I don't think we can count it.
Yeah, probably not. But I don't know, you still did it though. And it was a 10K
Yeah.
race, so
Yeah,
technically,
it's true. Yeah, technically. We'll keep it on the side.
yeah. But yeah, how you been? How's training been going?
Yeah, it's been good. Like a gradual ramp up. Last year having to do these trail races, which, the normal mountain race is like 15K and these trail running things are all 25 to 30K. So, and on a trail, that's like 2 hours worth of time on your feet. So, yeah, just a horrific increase in kilometers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah, but it's just been gradual. So like avoided most niggles. So yeah, it's pretty much that, just ramping up to be able to run these races without falling apart at the end.
Yeah, geez. And then is the plan then to keep kind of running those distances or?
I mean, I think I've just got to. I can kind of do the training now and get the quality sessions in. So yeah, we're just going to keep rolling what we're doing with this sort of volume. It's about 170K a week.
Yeah, okay.
So yeah, that varies in time between 13 to 14 and a bit hours.
Yeah, right. Geez. And
Yeah.
what does the week look like then? Is there like a session on a couple of days or?
Oh yeah, standard 3 session week. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday,
Okay.
long run Sunday. Yeah, very old school.
Yeah.
Yeah, super old school. Just yeah, I go all out in those sessions. Bit hills, yeah, K reps, 2K reps, yeah, all that sort of jazz. So
Yeah. What was the last week? What were the sessions you did then?
yeah, last week has been pretty chill following the orange race,
Oh, true.
but the week leading up was pretty full on. Like Saturday I did 60 minutes of 1 minute on, 1 minute off.
Okay.
So it was about 3 to 3:10s and 3:25 to 3:40s, I guess. Just undulating on the roads. Then Tuesday we were taking it easy, so 30 in the morning and 60 in the arvo. Also yeah, Monday 30 in the morning. Yeah, but yeah, Sunday we did the long run, bit all over the shop there, and then Tuesday. What is Tuesday? I think I wrote it down. Oh, treadmill hills. Yeah, treadmill hills. So like three by 10 minutes or something like that. I think it was. Then yeah, Wednesday 30 in the morning, 30 60 arvo, and Thursday I did mono session just on the track, just mono fartlek, about 6.5K. So yeah, it's pretty solid mono, and then just chilled. Yeah, probably like an hour's worth of running the next 2 days, and then race Sunday.
Yeah, right. Jeez. Do you know like do you usually track how far you get in your mono or?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, so I like doing it on the track.
Yeah.
And the last bit, I don't do like 15 seconds on, 15 off. I just keep rolling to 30s. So yeah, I don't know if that's cheating or what, but yeah, I mean that's just yeah, 30 on, 30 off for the last six.
Yeah.
But yeah, 6.5 pretty good for me. Like normally it's 6.45 or something. So
That's PB for
yeah,
mine.
it has to be pretty close. Yeah,
Yeah, wow. There you go.
yeah, so,
And then
um,
talk us through the races.
yeah. I booked in for the 10 and the 5 at Orange. So just given like that, I needed that extra time on feet um, for the Golden Trail race that's coming up. I thought I'd just back up for half an hour later and do the 5, which was good. But yeah, the 10K I just set out goes through those chicanes through that golf through the Gosling Creek Reserve. I don't know if you remember. It's like narrows up and then you end up going on a bit of gravel and then out and then hooking it left and you're finally on the road after this like 800-900 meters. And then yeah, you're sending it up this hill for like 2.5K. Then yeah, we turned it maybe like I turned it 15 or something, 15 11 12 sort of thing. And then I just came back, just stayed controlled. Um, and yeah, because the
Yeah,
downhill obviously,
yeah.
yeah, just try not to overthink it and push too hard. And yeah, I think 252s or something on that last 2K section through the
Pretty solid.
chicanes up. Yeah, those turns are horrific. Like it's a tough course.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, yeah, the whole thing's just like there's not much rhythm to it.
No, it's even though the after the first 2K of hill or whatever it is, like it's undulating. Like
Mm.
yeah, and you get that crosswind coming through. Like it was hot. Like I was not expecting to go that close and like just duck under. I was like, wow, that was crazy.
Yeah, no, that's nuts. And yeah, you did this sun run like a couple of weeks before that as well.
Yeah, yeah. Someone was good. I was yeah, just hanging on to the back of Clifford there. Um, and yeah, I mean, it was feeling all right, but yeah, couldn't quite keep up. And yeah, around 25 ish for that. But then yeah, we had a good like 3 or 4 weeks block leading into this race. Funnily enough, yeah, stopped by at Running Science. My mate Fletch there, just for like a bit of a chat. I always stop in like once every month or two. And he's like, Leo, have you tried these Brooks shoes, these Hyperion Elites? And I was like, no, mate, like I wear Nikes. Like he's like, oh, just seeing you run like the other day, like just try these on. He's got a heap of test pairs at the moment. And I was like, all right. Tried them on. I was like, whoa, these feel good. Um, it just suited my biomechanics, I think.
Mm.
So he got us a pair in. Um, between that and I reckon I got in touch with my mate Vlad who does the Bix nutrition stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have tried the Bix stuff, but yeah, just really getting into the gels that he's been supplying has helped a lot. And obviously between those 10K and the 5K, yeah, got stuck into some gels and the electrolytes as opposed to like your Powerades. And I used to take Endura, those Endura gels.
Yeah, okay.
But they just like grumble in your guts a bit, you know what I mean? So yeah, just those few things and yeah, it went good.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, yeah, I feel like
Yeah,
the Brooks like they feel like a pretty comfy kind of shoe, but
yeah,
they never really had like the good foam in them. But I feel like
yeah,
by now they've probably sorted that out. So yeah, it sounds like it could be a good option, really.
yeah. I was surprised. I was like, oh, I don't have any Brooks, and he's like, oh well, yeah, just try them, and I did, and yeah, there you go. There's your 20 odd seconds.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I've obviously been like, hey, do they do trail shoes?
Yeah.
So now I've got like, yeah, I'm just like ripping these trail shoes, and they're like, yeah, those ones that I've been wearing, they're segmented, and it's really crazy because normally like the sole of your trail shoe is just like one big piece, right?
Hmm.
And these ones being segmented, when you step on the rock, it allows it to like compress in the middle, like both ways. like looks like a cross in the middle. And so instead of the rock either twisting your ankle off or something, yeah, it really kind of molds the ground a bit more. And I've just been flying in the training sessions in them. So
Yeah, right.
yeah, I'm like, why have I not been into these Brooks stuff since I was a kid? Like, I just haven't worn Brooks since I was like 13 years old.
Yeah. I had like a pair of the Brooks Catamount. That was the trail running shoe as well.
Yep,
And yeah, I really enjoyed like that. They were not too bad.
yep.
Yeah, but yeah, I've never really gotten in that into Brooks either.
I think they just don't shout as loud as the other brands. It's
Mm,
just,
seems like.
um, yeah, they just keep on the down low and just have the products there that and the usual customers. But yeah, yeah, I'm a bit of a convert, I guess. It's been a month now or so, or whatever it is. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, definitely a bit of a convert. Yeah,
Yeah. So then back to the orange, like you had the 10K, you finished that. Then how long was the gap until the 5K?
about 30 minutes. Yeah, 25, 30 minutes.
How'd you
Yeah.
find that? Like, did you get a bit kind of stiff and stale or
Nah, like, yeah, I just jogged back to the car. Like, I got chatting with a couple of people, and jogged back to the car, changed my clothes because I was just dripping in sweat, and then yeah, went back to the start line and just yeah, did a few run throughs and yeah, kicked off again. The 5K you have to hit that 2K of hill, and then you turn pretty much at the top of it. So it was gnarly. I was like, damn it, I've got to run the majority of this hill again. Um, yeah, came home sort of just under 15, I think. So
yeah, it's
yeah,
good going. Like, yeah, based off of that, like you'd be in pretty good shape. Like that's probably, do you think that's the best ever
yeah,
kind of shape you've been in or?
I'd have to say so. Yeah,
Yeah, that's super
yeah,
impressive.
absolutely.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. I wish I'd tapered a bit more, maybe, but doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yeah, it wasn't to know I was going to be running in that sort of form. But yeah, it's good to know.
Yeah, awesome. Um, what about you, Smitty? How's your training been?
It's been okay. I've just been a little bit crook, probably the last like I think it was just after I did a session on Thursday, if we're going by this week, and then started to feel a little bit crook, but overall it's been going pretty well. I think if I just do a quick overview of the sessions this week. On Tuesday we did the Delta session. We actually did broken miles. Remember Jerome loved a broken mile. Have you
Yeah,
done
that was
broken
kind of a
miles
session,
before,
wasn't it?
Leo?
No, what's a broken mile? No.
We just did like K on and then like 300 meters float and then 300-meter like hard fasten the K sort of speed. So it kind of
Yep.
breaks it up, which is good. Um and yeah, it felt pretty good. Like it's probably the first time I've been I was sticking with like the front pack a little bit more, which was nice till the first like I just dropped off on the sixth rep, but overall, um, I felt good. Like I felt aerobically pretty strong. The K split I felt was solid, which is good. And then I think to still take the float pretty solid and then be able to like speed up on the last 300 is good signs. So I was happy with that session. Um, Wednesday was 90 minutes. Thursday I did 3 by 8 minutes, just at sort of like pretty easy threshold in preparation for a what was meant to be a Saturday session. So a few of the marathon guys were going to go out to do 20K in total, like 500 on, 500 off, sort of circling between slower than marathon pace and a bit faster than marathon pace. But that I think that Matt Ho, John O, um, Justin, Tim, a few people like those guys were going out to do it, so I was keen for that. But Friday started feeling a little bit, when you just feel like your body's like the temperature's regulated a bit different, or you like just feel a bit off, and I was like, that doesn't feel good. And then just got a little bit crook, and I've kind of just stayed in that awkward zone of not really like not being that crook, but being sick enough where it just doesn't feel like you would be doing yourself any good by training through it. Like I think it would just prolong it sort of thing. So I decided to um not train. I haven't run since Thursday, so a couple days off. Hopefully get back to it tomorrow, which is Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, actually it's interesting. What's your take on that, Leo? Like when you're getting a bit crook, do you normally like
Yeah,
try and train through it or like what's how do you approach it?
yeah. It's a funny thing, like because of my job, and when COVID was on, they're pretty staunch on like if you've got any symptoms of like flu-like symptoms, it's like you're not to come in.
Yeah, okay.
Because we provide this service to the Navy, so it's critical that we obviously either don't, especially don't make them sick if we're driving a boat, that sort of thing. So yeah, I had a couple of days literally in bed went to the end of last year with just the flu sort of symptoms. Yeah, I will just rest, like live to fight another day.
Yeah.
I think you did the right thing, man.
Yeah.
Like absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the long haul. Like we're talking now, like 3 years later from when we last talked, did
Yeah.
the pods. Like, mate, look into the future. You got this. It's fine. 3 or 4 days
Yeah.
a year is not going to worry you.
I don't
Good call. Good call.
yeah, I want whatever my equivalent in 3 years is, I'll take it, but it certainly won't be a sub 30 and a sub 15 back to back.
Hey, look, we'll
Um,
get a few more time trials under our belt at roads, all right?
true, true. That was fun. So okay, yeah. Well, it's good to know that the conservative approach, yeah, it's more about long
What about
term.
Dom? What do you
Yeah,
do?
what about you, Dom? Because
Yeah, I think I agree.
obviously, yeah, you still ran the marathon, but that's a different story when you got a race.
Yeah,
But
Mm.
yeah, do you normally just rest?
yeah. Normally, I think just play it safe. Like, there's no point. Um, you can go so far backwards off like pushing it too hard, and I think I've done that a couple of times in the past where I've just cooked myself for much longer than it would have been, and have sent myself backwards like a couple of weeks rather than just taking an extra few days to recover properly. But yeah, if it's a race, it's a bit different, I guess, because you've kind of done all the training and yeah, sometimes you just want to give it a go and see what happens, but it all depends.
That's fair. Sometimes also taking Panadol, it's sometimes hard to tell if you're actually getting better or if it's just the Panadol. Because when it wears off, I'm kind of sitting here like I feel much better, and then a bit later I'm
You
like,
start
oh,
lacing your shoes up.
yeah. Anyway,
Uh,
but yeah, I think overall, if we're looking at the long, like the whole block, as long as I can get back to it, by start feeling good by end of this week, fingers crossed, should be all good. But it's not a major sickness. But yeah, what about you, Dom? What's training? What have you been doing for training this week?
Yeah, probably not the greatest week for me. Like, I ran the commute home on Monday, then Tuesday ran to work, but it was like raining and in the dark. And then once I got to work, I ran with the guy from work for 8K, so it was like 19Ks before work. But I got back to the change room and the locker where I'd put all my gear in and my laptop and everything. I forgot the code for it. So I was stuck like dripping wet from the rain trying to figure out what this code was and was having to like call like all the people up trying to figure out, can you get me into this locker? Um, I finally like just figured out like through trial and error what the code for the locker was,
Do
which
you
was
not use like a normal? Is that like you implementing some security measure on yourself, or what's?
I don't know, like I think my I got like fat fingers or something and just hit like one of the numbers twice. So
Oh yeah, okay.
yeah, I don't know. Like it was a simple code like 1 2 3 4, but instead of that I like went like 1 2 2 3 or something like that. But, yeah, it's so annoying. It took me
Nightmare. Yeah.
That's terrible.
and, then yeah, Tuesday Arvo went to Turbo, which was like rainy again. So we were like on the road. We did a similar session to you, Smitty, but it was like time based. So instead of 1K, it was 3 minutes, and then 1 minute float, 1 minute hard. And yeah, I thought I would have felt a bit more tired after running in the morning, but felt all right and was happy enough with the session. But that was like 32 Ks for the day. So the next day I was
Oh,
still pretty cooked. And pretty much the rest of the week I was feeling pretty cooked. So um yeah, Wednesday I just did 5K. Thursday I did like 11K and I tried to do a workout, but it was just like I got through like 5Ks at 3:20 pace and was just feeling like, oh, I've got like nothing left and just really like flat and low motivation. So I just called it a day. Then Friday just did another 5K and then we drove up to Orange that afternoon. And Saturday morning, there's a guy from Turbo, Ollie, who's planning on doing the 100 miler later this year in Orange. So he did like 32K of that loop, but by the end of it, he was questioning whether he wants to do the 100 miler anymore because it's like pretty tough, like on the trails. And we did 32Ks of it, like having to do, 130 more Ks is a bit daunting. But he's got time, so yeah, hopefully sticks to it and can get through it. Um,
did you
then
get onto that power line trail up to the pinnacle?
yeah, that's pretty cool. Like that was my favorite bit, I
Yeah,
reckon. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. And I only learnt of that from doing that. Um, yeah, that race. Yeah, the Lonely Mountain race. Like what was it, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago? Yeah, yeah. I never even thought to go up that trail. Like it's
Yeah.
just a part of like it's like the best part of the course. Like absolutely.
Yeah, it's like such a cool view, like from behind you, and
Mm.
yeah, it's just so random. It's like off the road there, like you would never really think to go up it.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's just a service trail. Like, oh, I want single track. Like, cool. Like single track. Nah,
Yeah,
and it's so steep. Like it's just gnarly, isn't it?
yeah, well, it's so steep, and then there was like
Yeah,
kangaroos everywhere as well, which was really cool. Um,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, which is yeah, it was really good. Like loved it. And then yeah, that Cascade Loop too is really fun. Um,
yeah,
but yeah, that was it. And then today, I just did like 8Ks and went to the gym. So yeah, it was like, I don't know, a bit of a down week kind of. I just threw the week out with that one big day. But yeah, it was not too bad.
typically your floats, probably a question for both of you. What's the percentage or time difference between the effort and the floats? Because you both did that sort of session with the float. I'm just out of curiosity. Yeah. Yeah. What's yours, Dom?
Yeah, it was probably like probably a little bit slow. I think it was like 350s, 345s. And then
Yeah.
the efforts were like 315s.
Okay. Yeah. So about 40 seconds odd.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I think I think mine are pretty dependent on the group, to be honest, and what the rest of the group are doing. If it's like a Delta session, I'll be just trying to keep up with whoever's sort of in front. But in that case, it was between like 305s and 315s for the Ks, and then the floats were like 335-ish. So they were still pretty solid.
Yeah.
Um, and then the back on was like just try and run as fast as you can for 300 meters, essentially.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I'm pretty similar. Like, could be like 25 seconds or it could be like 40 seconds if it's got undulation, like you say, or yeah, the coach starts riding faster on the bike or something. But yeah, yeah, curious. It's something because I don't train with anyone, so I don't know. I don't know what other people's floats are. I just yeah. So there you go. Interesting. Yeah,
I
thanks
think
for that. Yeah.
a lot of people have views on floats, I think, or everyone does it a little bit differently. Um, some people seem to be very regimented with it, and some people seem to be pretty lax, just don't jog sort of thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, what was
It's
your that session you did on the Tuesday? Um, what do you do for hills like on a treadmill? How do you set it up?
Oh, yeah. I've ended up going to this gym that's got treadmills that go like quite quick. Um, so I ended up doing like I think it was like I could almost find the. Yeah, I just set it up so I've got the towel ready to cover the screen because otherwise the sweat turns it into like recovery warm down mode.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, so it's been quite a drama finding a gym. Shout out to North Shore Gym there. That can actually yeah, that you can kind of yeah get a treadmill that does what you need it to do and not shut down. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'll just hit the button like just once, and you got to dry your hands quite thoroughly. So it is a bit of a logistical nightmare. Um, yeah, and then I always have it. You need it to have that speed to run like sub threes or 3 minute Ks
Yeah.
um,
Okay.
off the hills. So that's what I've been doing. I do yeah hill efforts, and most hill sessions vary between like yeah it might be a 6 minute effort at 8%,
Okay.
or it might be 10 minute effort at you know 12 to 15%, and it's a bit slower. And then yeah, you're dropping it down and obviously legging it at like 0.5%. Um, then float recovery is about 5K an hour at 0.5, and then yeah, back up again. Yeah, so it's definitely you can't be too critical on it because sometimes it does give you grief and you like jump to the other treadmill. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a logistical nightmare. So yeah.
No, that's fair enough. Um, I don't know where I don't know where Dom went, but anyway,
Do
um,
you guys do
um,
much treadmill work?
I don't. I barely do any treadmill work. I think last time I did a session ages ago when the weather was like t horrendous. I think
Oh
that
yeah.
session was with Dom. Um, I feel like the treadmill session it was okay, but in
Mm,
general I don't feel good. I don't know. I feel off running on the treadmill, particularly like easy running.
yeah.
Just something to do with I'm just so used to running outside, something to do with like balance for me
The
personally.
feedback, the bounce, yeah.
Yeah. But I know a lot of people love running on the treadmill as well. Like, sorry, Dom, welcome back.
You're right. Sorry, I just had a work call.
Oh no, all good. We're just talking about treadmill in general. Do you do many of your other sessions on the treadmill, Leo?
Um, oh, not really.
Just
Yeah,
the
not really.
hills?
Maybe, yeah, just the hills. Like maybe once every 10 days, I'll hit a treadmill. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I was in a bit of a speed block towards the end of last year. Um, and that's when I did probably, yeah, call it 2 sessions every 10 days,
Yeah.
on the
Um,
mill.
one thing, I guess it's been a while since we caught up. So I'm curious, like how do you think your training has like changed since 3 years ago in terms of structure
Yeah.
and just like what have you done differently? Tell us a bit about that.
How do we actually get better? That's the crazy question, right?
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah. I mean, 3 years ago, I was probably running maybe 120K a week.
Mhm.
Yeah, 120 to 130. And like at the time, I'm working a lot. And so you kind of just thinking this is it. But I think when I got a bit of a niggle towards the end of 22 and I was early 2023. I tore my hamstring, I think it was. And then it was 2023, yeah, because that was the world champs year in Austria. So I rehabbed that at the start of the year. I tore that in the sun run. I think you ran past me, Luke, and you were
Ooh,
like, "You're all right," and I'd stopped. I was like, yeah, I'm all right."
Oh, no.
yeah, okay. Oh,
Um, yeah, so that was a grim half a year, and then still qualified for Worlds in Austria. Got sick for that race. So then 2024,
wait, what
um,
about, do you mind if I ask about the rehab?
yeah,
Sorry.
off of
Um,
the hamstring.
yeah, how long did that take? And what did you do
Oh,
to get back?
well, it was one of those things. Never having torn a muscle before, I was like, after 2 weeks, I was like, oh, it feels fine now. I'm just gonna go run on the treadmill or do my session, and I tore it again. Uh, so only minor tear, but it still meant like I still couldn't run for 3 days straight after. But funnily enough, I could do Stairmaster, just obviously all quad. Um, so it took me like for me, my body responds exactly to like the general rules of like a tendon. I think a tendon's a 3 week sort of thing. First 2 weeks it's pain in the morning, Then the third week, you don't have pain when you get out of bed. And during that, I was just going three times a day, like just doing those basic strengthening exercises. You know, the glute hammy bridge. Um, yeah, the one where you lean forward, single leg lean, sort of leaning forward. It's the extension one. Um, and yeah, lots of dry needling, lots of yeah, not much stretching, obviously, the first couple of weeks. Because yeah, I damaged it originally, and then Sunrun I proper tore it, and then I did it again 2 weeks later. So after the third time, it was yeah, this was serious rehab. Um, and yeah, it gave me like a bit of tendonitis, probably for 2 to 3 weeks after. Um, got through March. The end of March was the trials for World Champs. So yeah, that was 6 weeks after I did it. Yeah, oh no, 6 weeks. Yes, call it 6 or 7 weeks after I proper did it. And yeah, just slight discomfort, but at the end of the race. Um, so yeah, no, I was lucky to not. Yeah, I don't have any sort of tendonitis or anything from it. Yeah, put it down to insane lot of yeah strength work and dry needling. I dry needle myself now. Actually, that's pretty psychotic, right? Um,
Wait, how
so
is that difficult?
no. I mean, you just wherever it's tight, you just yeah. I mean, I've had it been done to me for quite a long time now. So yeah, I just got the needles and off you go. And yeah, I don't know if you're supposed to do that, but yeah, it's quite a subtle art. Like I don't put like 5 or 6 in. It's like one or two.
Okay.
Um, and then massage it out, and it's just yeah, it's just a fantastic tool, I guess, to use.
And then how
So,
off?
yeah.
Sorry, Dom.
Or like, are there any other kind of like recovery kind of tools or tips? I feel like last time we had some pretty good tips around like bicarb. You were kind of ahead of the game there. Like no one was talking about bicarb back then.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Like it's the in thing now.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Just the soda big. Everyone thinks I've just got this elderly grandparent at home at the chemist that I keep buying soda big for. Um, but yeah, apparently the people make their own yes bicarb caps because something about the casing breaking down too soon. But like I find it's just like a bit of a cue for my body. Like when you get that burp from it, where it's obviously broken down in your stomach, that like all right, it's session time, or all right, it's race time. Um, yeah, I feel like it is a placebo, just purely based on the idea that it settles your stomach. Um, if they said drink a beer before, like I drink a lot of iced coffee. I think I obviously did that back 3 years ago too. So I'll drink like 500 mils of milk and eat a banana and like 2 pieces of white bread before any race. Um, yeah, so I'm quite full of food,
I think I'd
and
explode.
people say every session, like every time I'm at that park run, Lukey, that's what I've
Oh,
eaten.
really? Okay.
Absolutely,
Maybe
yeah.
that's the key. Maybe that's one of the secrets that I'm
Hey, you
missing.
wanted some tips? If you can handle that, mate, your guts will be good.
Yeah.
Those ultras, I can't wait when I'm like 40. I'm going to start hitting ultras, just the eating challenge. Who's got the toughest stomach? I think isn't that the code of the ultra?
Yeah, true.
Um, yeah, so that's pretty much it. Yeah, the bike up. In terms of recovery and stuff, was that the other question? Yeah, I've got my ice bin set up out in the garage nowadays. So thing is, you just do it on easy days because if you do it on a hard day, it kind of everyone's all about this like cold plunge and all this sort of stuff. But when you're running like 170K a week and you put your body through that sort of stress, it's another session, and
Mm.
you'll find to be more fatigued than it like does more bad than good. Um, it's just the basic principle. A lot of people, when I was in Europe, um, would use the cold plunge and the sauna sort of style stuff there. Um, and we'd use it like when I was there, I'd use it pretty much every day. But yeah, it's draining. It's really draining on you once you are at that like high level of kilometers and load. And so, yeah, easy days only. Yeah,
Yeah,
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Yeah, yeah.
interesting. That's kind
What
of
do you
like
guys think of that?
yeah, like I thought you'd want to like jump in an ice bath after a hard session, like you'd be thinking that's when you need it the most. But
Yeah,
yeah, like yeah, I guess it makes sense. You don't want to stuff yourself
I'm.
over. And, like it's pretty taxing on your it's like when I've done ice baths, like you really feel it like uh
Yeah,
neuromuscularly, you just feel drained. So it makes sense, yeah.
if you're doing like, I'd say if you're not running a huge amount, after a hard session, it's probably beneficial. Like your body's like, oh, we've got inflammation. Like let's calm it down. Um, and it's kind of can deal with that additional shock to the system. But yeah, if you're at your biggest week ever and you're like, oh, I better get into these ice baths, you might find it has a bit of a negative effect.
Yeah, fair
Yeah.
enough.
But
Makes sense. Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
I wasn't like gonna add that much. I'm typically after a session, I'm not
yeah.
thinking about like going through more discomfort, to be honest. But
Uh,
I can see the don't people say it makes you feel like real good after you do it? Like, do you feel, I don't know, a rush of endorphins or something
mm.
after you go in the ice bath, Leo?
Oh, for me, I do for sure but it's only on like the easy days, like I was
Mm.
in it just before. Yeah, I did a bit of a bike session and just got in it, like yeah, because Sunday's a pretty easy day, I guess, in scheme of things. Just so hot today.
Mm.
Um, yeah, and I was up super late last night. Did either of you guys go to Fat Boy Slim
No.
out down at Barrel?
No.
Oh wow, yeah, right.
Yeah, yeah. I think this week for me, I just burnt the candle at both ends a little too much. It was supposed to be recovery week, but yeah, I just got really into the social side of things, and I had 2 beers even. Isn't that incredible?
Is that a big blowout?
That is a massive blowout.
Okay. Is that another thing you changed from before, or have you always been like very moderate drinker?
Yeah, I think pretty calm on the old drinking side of things.
Yeah, fair.
But again, there's just you just lose the opportunity to do that sort of stuff. Yeah, it's been nice to be honest this last week of no pressure for sessions or anything. Um, and yeah, a bit of a downturn. Like the week before, I'm just like I want like the only thing I want in this world is to run under 30 minutes for 10K. And then you have a bit of a down week and you're like, oh, you know what else would be good? A girlfriend. Like you just like your mind changes like so quickly. Like you just start thinking about everything else other than running. Like
Yeah, it's harder
so.
to stay focused.
Yeah, do you guys find that? Like, Dom, obviously you're married and that sort of thing. Like,
Yeah, it definitely like you do get fixated on like running for a while and
yeah.
then yeah, like you train for an event or something. Once the event's done, it's like, oh, what do I do now?
It's like,
Like,
hey, Beck,
um,
how are you? Sorry, I forgot about you.
Or
Um,
too much podcasting, Doms. I don't
yeah.
know.
It's definitely good to have that break. Like, do you guys have regular rest weeks or?
Uh, I don't, when I'm in the block, I'm not, yeah, thinking, not breaking it up as much. Maybe do a little bit less Ks, but nothing really scheduled specifically, to be honest. That's probably
Okay,
a
so
good
like a
thing to,
blocks.
yeah, like say you're training for Ballarat in this case, like during that, it's pretty locked in until then, I guess. But something normally forces you to take a rest, like sickness or
Mm.
something. Um, but
Do you
yeah,
reckon if you had a bit of a recovery, you might have avoided this sickness? Like, what do you? It's
maybe,
controversial. What do you think?
maybe. I think
Yeah.
maybe yeah, for sure. I think um maybe consciously scheduling it in. I guess it's hard. Like it really depends on how you're. what your social calendar's looking like, how stressful, like if work's
Mm,
really busy and stressful, I think you underplay how much additional stress is it from a work point of view. If it's like a really busy week, I guess if you're training and there's a yeah, I don't know
yeah.
how much additional physical I've but it's got to be decent mixing the two. Um
Oh, the work stress is pretty intense, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, um do a bit of like physical work though as well, Leo, right?
Mm,
So
yeah, so I get a bit of both. Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I'm quite lucky these days. Like we've got some guys in now that can take a lot of that actual labor side of things away from me.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, like I think actually, yeah, leading up to Orange, Friday was absolute chaos, and I was out on the tools. Yeah, just yeah, for a good 4 or 5 hours, I'm pretty sure that day. But
It all
yeah, you
adds
just
up.
get them. But yeah,
Yeah. Back to the with I'm just always curious about hamstring stuff just personally as well. Um
yeah,
so what did you do post like normal gym routine to keep it strong? Like what do you kind of do ongoing to make sure that
mm,
sort of especially with the amount of mileage you're doing?
yeah. I think just a lot of cross training. Um, yeah, a lot of cross training. It's one of those things where I changed. I used to do a lot of explosive work for the hammies, thinking, like this is good, or like you'd obviously like with your squats and everything, you want to increase the weight and do like 3 by 15 reps, then 10 reps of heavier and all this sort of stuff. But um, yeah, I've found for me personally, like just it's just the endurance. Like just do long holds, single leg holds with the glute hammy bridge. Um, yeah, that's basically the main lot of maintenance I do. Um, decent lot of stretching and just the dry needling and spiky ball work.
Any Bosu ball work in there?
Oh no, I used to, didn't I? I probably said that 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, not anymore. Like I'm very simplistic and like don't like it's one of those things I was chatting with yeah, Fletch at Running Science there about he's like, oh your gym routine is not much to it. And I'm like, yeah, like I mean you didn't know me 20 years ago, but like when I was 13, like I won a gym scholarship through school and like I've had a six pack ever since. Like I've got 20 odd years of consistent gym work under my belt. Like, you know, there's there's talent, there's talent and then there's just fortune, just luck of the draw and that's like my background. So unfortunately I'm a bit of an outlier in terms of strength work and all that sort of stuff. Like I get more benefit from riding a bike for 30 minutes than I do from doing an intense squat routine for 10 minutes or something, like
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, yeah, it's hard to answer that, Lukey, but yeah,
No, that's all good. That I mean, it's still consistent. Like you're still doing stuff that works for you consistently. So that's probably the main thing, right?
yeah, and like it's that long repetitions. Like do half an hour of continuous glute bridges on and off, like David Goggins says. Just like we're not leaving this gym until you've done 1,000. Like like that has merit. Like like no one's doing that shit. Like if you want to get strong, yeah, you can do the easy option. Like yeah, do a few like squats or a few of this or a few of that, and you like break a little sweat. Or mate, you just do months of this stuff for like half an hour at a time. Yeah, you got to be creative sometimes, don't you? I guess when it's dire straits. You've torn your hamstring, you got to come back, right, Luke? Like that's it.
Yeah.
You try
And
anything, and Goggins says like that's it.
so um so how long would so half an hour. So what would like the ideal um
Gym
routine be
sessions.
with yeah, like with those bridges and stuff like that? What would you do?
I
How
do
many?
about I just do like a minute hold on each leg, just 6 minutes worth, and I just
Okay.
alternate straight away.
Okay.
Yeah. And you can I normally just have my heel on the ground, pointed up, toes pointed up. Yeah, quite simple.
Yep.
Um, I do it straight after bike. So really you would just want to fatigue every other muscle in the area, right? So that when you do the particular exercise, you want to target the muscle. It's like when you do your broken mile, right? You fatigue the muscles enough so that when you do that sprint, it's using the particular muscles that you want to improve and grow, that sort of thing. So same principle, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Um, hmm. so yeah, I kind of cut you off when you were talking about what you changed from a training point of view. And so, I mean, I guess if we go post hammy,
Post hammy.
yeah, so
Yeah.
maybe go from there.
Yeah, I mean that was pretty grim year. Um, and then 24, the end of 23, yeah, a mate of mine from Worlds, Matt, was like, come and do this ultra race not ultra race, like he was going to do the ultra, the Lonely Mountain one, in Orange there. So yeah, it's 30 Ks, my first trail race, and had like a camelback backpack, and I didn't even know about mandatory gear. So yeah, the night before, I'm like, yeah, getting these bandages and stuff from Chemist Warehouse or whatever, and band-aids and that sort of stuff. But yeah, the 30 Ks of running like 4:30s or whatever it was, through the bush there in Orange, like Dom, like that's brutal. Like,
Yeah.
um, 2.5 hours it took me, so or 2:20 or something. But like, yeah, that was the kind of race that led into this trail running with the Golden Trail Series stuff for last year. Um, and that all kicked off in March. And I did those first two races off 5K training because I did the speed block, through the start of the year, like I always do. And yeah, the Donna double, which has just been, I think I walked some of the first hill, even like, and then on the downhill, like I got such bad blisters from these new shoes I thought I'd wear.
I know.
Um, that yeah, like I couldn't walk. Like I should send you guys the photo, and you should put it as the title. It was just absolute. It took off half my heel. It was on both feet. Um, and so then 2 weeks later, I had to do Kunyani, which is coming up now,
Yeah.
and I was just buckled from that. And I just had a chat to the coach, and I was like, mate, I'm running 140K a week. I'm just doing something wrong. Like obviously the races that I got to do are 2 hours long. Like we got to do marathon training or something. And is just this bit of an oracle, Robin. Um, and next minute, where I think I won the third race of the series by like 5 minutes odd. That was at Coastal Ascent. I think you were there, Dom. Did you do it?
Oh, I went down to Kunani actually. But yeah,
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So Kenyani is brutal, right? Like,
Yeah, it was hard.
yeah. I mean, that's why I've kind of chosen it as my
It's,
sort of demonstration race for this year.
yeah, I really liked it though. It was like you run through like all these different kind of landscapes. Like you go through the forest and then you get up the top and it's real kind of barren, like mountainy, and then you just fall
Yeah,
back down. Which yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was really fun though.
yeah. It's a beautiful. Sorry. Yeah, it's a beautiful course, and then there's like that section for like 3Ks along the edge, like along that organ pipes bit,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
and you just like don't trip, but whoa, it's beautiful, and you don't trip. You're doing like 3:15 through that bit.
Yeah, you guys were flying up the front as well. It was pretty cool. Like it was a proper race. Like I think all those like Golden Trail Series races, like there's like I don't know, it's like the top kind of 10
Yeah,
guys are all just like in a pack together almost. I think like Tate was off the front in that one, and then you guys were
yeah,
chasing him, and yeah, it was pretty cool to see.
yeah. It was great. Yeah, Tate reached out too, saying like, "Oh, good work on 30, sub 30, and that," and he's still in Europe at the moment, living the life in the snowfields there.
Oh, nice.
Um, but yeah, it was just an experience, and like everyone came from, I feel like, especially the East Coast together for those series, and it was just Like it was a vibe. I just found, yeah, like the next two races where I hung around and obviously did quite well. Um, just the community that it brought together, like guys that you wouldn't see at the same spot, together. We're all there.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, it was good. It was good, but yeah, the training had to change after that. Like, yeah, so that was it. Went from about 140 to 150 for a while, then 160. Um, and then yeah, since I went and did the final, and then went to Europe in September, October. Yeah, September, October when I was training in France at the CNEA, which is like their French altitude facility where like Mo Farah, Alish McCougan and all those sort of people go and stay and train at. Yeah, around 170 like a week since October, pretty much to now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so dropping off, yeah, a little
How
bit.
was the altitude training?
Oh, it was just amazing. The facility is terrifying though. It's like a imagine like the US style high school, and you've got all these big tall buildings full of the dorms, and then centralized around a track, a swimming pool, and this ice rink down the bottom. Um, just the most beautiful sunrises every morning because we're in this like giant tower. Um, and you look out the window, and it's just this like amazing color stream coming through, like through the pine trees in the distance, and yeah, 1850, but because of the apartments being so high, we're at 1900.
Oh my God, yeah, right.
Yeah, because like up on the hill and then we're up even higher. So it was about 1900. And yeah, we just terrorized the local pizza shop and we got all our meals prepared. Like that was the main learning as well was the diet. So all the three meals were prepared for us every day. And obviously there was some selection. So it was like an American style cafeteria. Um, but like just we ate just like there was no sugars, no like nothing bad in particular, like a few bits of pizza and stuff, obviously. Um, but yeah, it was just an insane amount of food, cheese, yogurt, every meal, every breakfast was bacon and eggs, um, like with baguettes like coming out the wazoo. Um, yeah, yeah. So I brought that back with me to the training here, and yeah, just a lot of rice, tomatoes. Tomatoes is like a superfood in a way for me. Um, I respond really well to like having a good lot of tomatoes with everything. Um, so yeah, that was the end of last year, and yeah, so that's what we've changed. We've just had to just, I guess, push it to that knife's edge of yeah, what I need to the time on the feet. I guess 170 k's a week. It's just like something I never would have dreamed of I'd be able to do. Um,
Like doubles like every day then pretty much or
yeah, I start work at 6, so I get up at 5:15, sort myself out, drive to work, and I like get the contractor started, and then I'll go do like half an hour run.
yeah.
Yeah, so that's every day. Um, varies in pace. Normally like 5:15 to 5:30, but yeah, I got a few mates that I run with, like on base, like one of the captains, who lives there, so that's about sub 5, just under 5. Um, so yeah, nothing super quick, but yeah, always that half an hour, um, every day, and then 90 minutes every easy day. Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah, nice.
So yeah, I never run to Ks like because yeah, work is so stressful sometimes that yeah, I might be running 5:15s in the Arvo and then 5:05s the day before, and so I might be running 17k and then I might be running 18k. Like
Yeah, I think it's a good
yeah,
approach really. Like especially you gotta, yeah, take work into consideration. Like but yeah, it's not a bad way to do it.
um, you wouldn't believe it. Might have to pause for a second.
All right, we're back.
We're back. Yeah,
What were we
yeah.
talking about,
Right.
boys?
Something to do with running. I just can't
Yeah.
remember, but yeah.
Good stuff.
That was the end of my 3 year recap. That was the that was it.
Yeah.
Europe's wrapped up and we're done.
How did the races go? I know, like you said, the Innisbrook wasn't as good as you'd hoped because you're a bit sick and stuff. Uh,
Yeah,
what about, I think like you had Thailand in there as well before that.
yeah. Time was again. It's just like I can't believe I went and did all this stuff off the Ks I was running and the training I was doing. Like it all makes sense now. Like I think I came like 41st in. I came about 40th in Thailand. Yeah,
That's
and
a good result, yeah.
it was good, but it's like very low quality field because Europe doesn't really travel that far.
True.
But Innisbrook was packed, 120 in the field or something, or 100 in the field. And yeah, he came 80th. And one of my good mates, who's a gun, Andy from New Zealand, we both got the same the same flu. And Ewan, who was the Aussie kid, shouldn't say kid, the Aussie young fella, I was rooming with, he barely finished. He was so buckled. Yeah, we got this like overnight. We were just all buckled, and Andy came 81st.
Oh, bloody.
So yeah, we are all just like cursing this flu that we got, and yeah, that was a shock to the system. But I guess then the next overseas race was the Golden Trail final.
Yeah.
Um,
Kind of weird because it's like a multi-day sort of thing, is it?
yeah, they had a 7K prologue, and then they had a day's break, and then the final 25K up mountain, down and around sort of style thing.
Right.
And then they were separated by the women's starting first. So the women's prologue one day, then the next day the men's race and the women's rested. The women rested. And they did it that way. Pure spectator sport. Like one of the guys, Francesco Papi, he like wrote some article on Instagram like boycotting it because it's dangerous. Like the downhill is it's not worth risking it. And I kind of didn't really like not in the Australian races, the downhill component wasn't like that significant. Like
No.
I when I was racing Tate in the final, like I would just let him go and then I'd like catch him on the uphill and then I'd let him go and I was just like, I was just cruising on the downhills. But these guys like in the prologue I was 18th to the top of the mountain. So 4Ks in I was 18th. The bottom, 47th.
Jeez.
Yeah. And I was like, and my quads were buckled. Like it was down a ski slope. I was like, it was like jumping downstairs. Um, and so yeah, mentally I was like, just and physically like, yeah, I roomed with Toby Lang, who's one of the juniors, even though he's like 6'4". Um, he was the same. We're just how are we gonna race the 25K? How did we get to this level of fatigue from just this bit of downhill? And yeah, like eye opener, yeah, got destroyed in the final. Went the wrong way at one point.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, because you come back through a central hub and they distribute you back out. And they were like, lap four. I was like, oh yeah. And then I ran like 800 meters. I was like, no, this is not right. And then yeah, yeah, just a real wake up call to like what you've got to do to like compete at that level. That's why I think I'm only going to do the VK. Well, I'm going to apply for the VK of the mountain running champs.
Yeah, okay.
Which is the mountain running is a runnable course. So yeah, seven odd Ks normally of 1,000 meters of climbing. 7 to 10
Hmm.
is the IAAF ruling for that, like the spec for it.
How do you go with that, like sort of scrambly sort of stuff? Like, because I did the V
Uh,
down in Kunani, and it was just like it was rock climbing pretty much. Like it was crazy.
yeah, yeah. It's a shame like they're not having that this year, obviously. Um, but yeah, yeah, that's more of like the what's it called, sky running criteria. Like it's got to be less than 5K.
Yeah, yeah.
So that meets that criteria. So they had that as a selection race for sky running. Um, and like they had national mountain running today actually in Adelaide. Which obviously didn't go to because when they released the selection like policy, like AA released it, they were like, "Oh, here's the two races you should do that we're gonna look, we're gonna put weight behind for a selection." One was the Adelaide one, and the other was the Kunyani VK, and I was like, "All right." So I reached out to both parties, and they're both like, "We didn't know we were hosting these. How did you find out?" I'm like, "They've announced it in the policy." I was like, "Great." So yeah, the Adelaide race didn't meet the IAAF criteria. And Kunyani wasn't having a VK, they were having a VD, vertical downhill.
Right.
Um, yeah, so that's how I ended up just racing this Kunyani 25K again and just doing the standard block leading up to that, give us the best opportunity. And yeah, but it's just the world style stuff at Golden Trail is just insane. Like these guys are doing it to pay the mortgages, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, whereas I'm doing it for fun. You just can't compete with that. Like they're going downhill with everything, their families riding, like everything's riding on that. So yeah, it's just I was not willing to compete with that.
Yeah. Because I think like downhill, it's all just like who's the biggest psycho almost rather than who's actually the fittest. Like, um,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. There's like this the first you climbed up for maybe like 7K in the 25 in the final. Sorry, you climbed up for 7K and then you kind of hit this long downhill and like six, seven heaps of people came past me. And then at the bottom, as you get to the bottom, I just hear this like scream from behind me, and like obviously that guy's not coming past me. And then you get to the bottom, there's a guy just walking. He's just like, "Yeah, it's good boy, good job, good job." And then another guy just walking, like it's like destroyed their ankle, whatever they've done. Like,
All right.
yeah, so you're right. It's like so high risk.
Yeah.
Um,
It's like an experience. Yeah.
yeah, but would recommend like if you've got some street cred with other races, I think you can sign up to that final and just take yourself there.
Yeah. Right.
Um, But yeah, it's just another world of like trying to a spectator make it a spectator sport, like the rugby, make everyone watches the state of origin for the biffos and stuff, really, don't they?
True. Yeah. So everyone's watching for like the stacks and stuff.
The carnage. Oh yeah,
Uh,
man, I just want to see the carnage, like um. But yeah, I mean, as long as you're not part of it, it is very appealing.
yeah. Jeez. And
Yeah.
any other races lined up then, or?
Well, yeah, I'll come back and do Canberra, 10K, which is early April. Um, just because I like going out to Canberra, heading out to um, out to the dam out there. There's a few dams that I like to run down around, so I'll camp out there again, just do a bit of a trip in the truck. Um, yeah, and then just do a 10K just as something as an excuse, like hopefully run sub 30. You never know. I don't know if it's IAAF approved that course, but um, yeah, if it is, that'll be pretty pretty red hot to do that, and then yeah, coastal ascent. Looking forward to that. That's the local race.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Golden Trail final in Brisbane. So yeah, then hopefully qualify for Worlds. It's all discretionary. So
Mm.
yeah, it's a bit awkward and obviously the selection races. Um, I mean, one's non-existent. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, it's just super frustrating. Yeah. But I don't know, just put your best foot forward. So that's what I'm doing with this Kenyani race. And are you going to do Kenyani, Dom?
No, I don't think so. What are we doing? We're doing Newcastle half marathon
Oh,
and
sick. Yeah.
Gold Coast half marathon.
Awesome. Also, I got a couple. I'll be there. I'm going to be there at the Newcastle one. And I'm going to have a sign at 1K and it's going to
Yeah.
say, "You're almost there." I've got like yeah, one of my friends she's doing it, and then one of my workmates is doing it. So that she'll run like I'd assume around 80 minutes, and then my workmate's gonna run hopefully around 2 hours. So I've got quite a bit of time to like in between to sort out like more signs and like come up with other ideas and places to be. So I'll definitely see you out there, Dom. If
Yeah.
you'll be around 70 minutes, hopefully.
Or yeah, we'll see how we go. I think like I don't know, sub 75 would be good. I'm not putting too much pressure on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, yeah. Licky, you got anything coming up other than
Yeah,
Ballarat?
I'll then be going to Gold Coast for the half marathon, and then potentially Bondi to Manly. Um, but I don't know about that yet. Yeah, so that'll be interesting.
Yeah. Have you
Um,
broken 70 yet for the half? You were very close before, weren't you?
no, not particularly. Like I ran 72:06 at Hocker, but
Yeah.
I reckon I'll be targeting as fast as I can in Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Hocker one's horrifically hilly and like lots of turns through Sydney.
Yeah, I think
Um,
if I can get in that sort of shape again, hopefully off the back of a solid marathon, I should be hard to say. Like I feel like
mm,
there's a big difference between 70 and like 71 low.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because how many, like, not talking about Ks, how many hours on of training do you do a week at the moment?
Oh, I don't even know. I only know I only know
Oh,
Case.
Ks on the Garmin app, swipe to the left where it says time, and you'll
Oh,
know.
let's have a look.
This has got you. Dom, what's yours?
Like 9. Yeah, usually
Yeah, I
like
reckon it'll be
9.
around
Yeah, no.
And you get
like
those hours up.
8 and a bit. Hang on.
Because like my coach and like our style is purely time
Time.
focused.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that allows you to recover, obviously. And the latest thing I've been doing is nasal breathing. You know what
Oh
nasal
yeah.
breathing is?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So obviously it kind of restricts your easy pace a little bit as well.
Mm.
So that half an hour every morning for the last for 3 weeks, I ran into a mate of mine, Joel, who's like he's early 50s, sort of Ironman sort of character, does all these extreme races, and he was like, I ran into him, and he's huge. He runs every morning at between like 5 and 6 around Mrs. Macquarie's share there. No shirt, absolute inspiration. And he's like, Leo, you got to start doing this. And that's probably that. Between that, a pair of shoes, and a bit of nutrition, pre-race nutrition, and like that sugar loading, which is that carb sugar loading from the big stuff. Probably the difference between Sunrun and Orange. That's yeah, nasal breathing.
Yeah. I remember when I used to get coached by Sally. She was big on nasal breathing actually. And I
Mm.
noticed it definitely would slow you down because
Mm.
if you try to push the pace, say you can run 4:30s, but if you try to do that nasal breathing, it'd be like
Oh,
uncomfortable as.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
and it strengthens your lungs a bit. It does a bit of everything.
hmm, yeah.
So
Um,
yeah,
Time wise, like maximum 9 hours 30, probably
hmm
normally about 8 to 9 hours, I would say, in like
okay,
a marathon training block. So what do you reckon?
yeah. So you
Push
got a
those up.
2 hour long run?
2 hour,
Yeah,
2 to 2.5 in the block. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So squeezing it half an hour in in the arvos,
Yeah.
nasal breathing. I mean, it's probably going to look like 5:30 to 5:45 pace, and
Yeah.
like I don't share. I only share cool stuff on Strava when I can remember, and um, I don't obviously put up all that sort of stuff, but
Hmm.
like that's what I'm doing. Like I'm doing hours and hours of like that mitochondria development, and it's not 4:30s, it's not 4:10s, it's not five. It's barely 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
So is that
so yeah,
most of your
there's
easy running? Like, or not just the 30 minutes?
mm.
Like, say the rest of the easy running is normally just, um, is it a bit quicker or?
Yeah, it's in the Arvos because I've warmed up a bit. It's normally like 5 to 5:15s.
Okay, so still
Yeah,
not,
5:10s. Yeah.
because you hear a lot of um people on your level pretty content, not content, pretty like
Mm.
zeroed in on running, between a 420 and 5 minute
4:30s.
pace sort of
Yeah.
thing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah,
Yeah.
so
I mean, it's just like it's just what's worked for me, and like until I start like the way I work with Robin and that is we'll just keep doing what we're doing until we plateau. And like I'm the only old bloke who's making these sort of gains. Like old bloke, like 30 to 34. I'm 34 now. Like I can't think of anyone else who's come from, started obviously 10 years ago at 35 minutes for 10K. Um, like I just run slow, like let the body recover and hit the sessions hard. Like I barely
yeah,
do threshold work.
you're
Um,
always pushing it most sessions. But yeah, it's good that it's offset by
yeah.
that. Probably if you tried to run faster on your easy days or not
Mm,
fully recovering, you wouldn't be able to do the same, hit the
no way.
sessions as hard.
Yeah, I have tried that and it just destroys me. Like
Mm,
running 4:30s, 4:45s. Um, yeah, is just for me. And then because you've got to go to work as well, so
yeah.
like come off work and you're trying to run that, you're like, oh, heart rate's jacked. Even when the heart rate's low, it's just musculoskeletal, like just load.
Yeah.
Doesn't
How do you
recover.
how do you feel after doing more like after work? Do you normally feel it
A bit
varies?
more, yeah, like session days. Like I come home from work and I just like lie down on my bed and just put my pillow on its side and just sink my head into it. I'm out cold for like 30 minutes straight.
Yeah.
Like I'm just absolutely paralytic for yeah 30 minutes. But then I wake up and just drag myself to wherever I've got to go. Um, so yeah, that's that. If that explains it, yeah, I'm pretty buckled. Um, just from getting up so early and it's just on. Like I get in at 6 and just I'm just dealing with everything. Like it's like an early start dom when you're on site. Like it's the same sort of thing, isn't it? You just people asking stuff straight up or all go.
Definitely.
Um, yeah, just to like detach yourself from that and then set yourself up being like, oh, okay, now I need to like concentrate and do some hard shit. Um, yeah, I just need that break. Yeah. Might be 30 minutes of flicking through Instagram if I'm not feeling too bad. Um, but yeah, most afternoons I'm absolutely unconscious for half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you do
So
you
yeah.
think do you think the parts of the diet when you were training overseas, do you think that made a big difference now that you carried it over?
Mm.
Like I can't remember exactly what you said your diet was like years ago. Um, do you think
Yeah,
that's
lots
made a
of
difference?
pasta.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So predominantly rice now. Rice tuna. Um, and like I was I've been talking to this girl and she was like, I was like, oh, look what I'm having for dinner in Orange. Like I'm camping, and she was like, well, it doesn't look that appealing. And I'm like, oh, but it's my favorite thing in the whole world. It's like rice, tuna, and tomatoes and avocado. Like
Oof,
there's no
that's nice.
ingredients. There's just like four things. Um,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh my God, I'm one of those people now. I don't eat food with ingredients. I just eat food that's just like it's like an apple or a tomato. So that's pretty much been it. Just um, super basic, and like my body just responds really well. Like I had pizza on Friday night, and then for Saturday session, I was just I was just feeling rough. it was just not a good thing. Like it just the chemicals I'd assume from everything from the cheese, the barbecue sauce, or whatever was on them. Um, yeah, the processed meat, stuff like that. Like it's just um, yeah, the body just becomes accustomed to that just simple like natural processing of stuff. Those basic foods and supplement wise, I don't have many supplements. Um, just your standard magnesium, vitamin C a few times a week. I don't even have much protein, like because I just eat like lots of chicken, lots of mince. Um, yeah, I don't even put sauce with my pasta anymore, like because I was a pasta fiend, right, back in the day.
Yeah, I remember
Um,
last time you had like a favorite pasta and you were breaking
yeah,
up with your girlfriend or something. And she's like, I don't
yeah,
like pasta. And you're like,
yeah, that's right.
what?
Yeah, I was devastated. I was like, but this is my favorite pasta, and this whole time you didn't like it. We're mates still like at the moment. Like now since then, and she was like, "Oh, I just said that out of, I didn't mean that." And I was like, "Yeah, that's okay." Um, yeah, we're good mates now, really. And but yeah, no, like very like pasta once a week maybe. It's just rice, like white rice. At this stage, I haven't had many repercussions from that side of things. I don't have brown rice. I don't have anything fancy. Yeah, it's just good
I mean, it's
old
pretty
heap of
clean,
rice.
right? It's just the rice, the avocado,
Mm.
tomato.
Yogurt. Yeah,
Yeah.
lots of yogurt. Lots of dairy, really. Whatever's cheap from the shops. Otherwise, I buy 2 liter. I can get through about 2 liters of yogurt a week.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Um, and that's because every meal we would have like 150 gram tub of yogurt. So 3 times a day, I was having 150 grams of yogurt in France
Yeah,
for
right.
5 weeks straight. Yeah.
So it sounds like you're pretty particular about getting enough food in as well, like volume.
Oh, yeah. Like if on a session day, I don't have morning tea is the same size as lunch.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's 250 grams of rice, um, one tomato, half an avocado. Hun I get you know how tuna comes in the small cans, or I get the big cans.
Oh, yeah.
Um, yes, I'll have either the leftover meat if I've got leftovers, chicken or beef, whatever. Or I'll have 2 tins of tuna. Um, yeah, no cheese. I don't have any cheese because I have so much yogurt with stuff. Like, but France obviously does an absolute truckload of cheese every meal, like 7 different kinds of cheese. It was just wild.
Oh.
Um, yeah. This is a cheese platter with every meal, like breakfast, like cheese platter. It's like what? Brie, no worries, heaps of it. So yeah, you're right. Like um, it's weird, and like this last week of being more social, I guess it's been, um, yeah, it's just been interesting, I guess. Like, yeah, it's been interesting. Like people they go out and they eat nice meals and they do that and all this stuff. And I'm like, I just don't. When did I stop doing that? But yeah, crazy.
Dom, what's been happening in your diet world? I know you've gone through a
Oh,
few iterations
yeah,
over
no,
the years.
nothing crazy at the moment. I think just yeah, get in what you can. I think probably need to put a bit more effort into it at the moment, to be honest. Like, been buying lunches at work pretty much every day. Um,
What's going around at work these days?
oh,
Yeah.
there's not like too many good options. So usually
Yeah,
it's
what did you have before? Like a it was like a good go-to wrap or something?
yeah,
I
they had
can't
like
remember.
it was like egg and spinach wrap, and it was like $7 or $8 or something, and it was like pretty cheap. So okay, that's not a bad option.
Then they
That's
took that off the menu, didn't they?
Yeah, or they jacked the prices up or something, and so went a bit off that. But I've been having like falafel wraps, so they're not too bad. Like they're healthy enough, but pretty much everything else is like I don't know, fried or greasy or like not the best thing for you.
Mm.
So that's like the only option at the moment, really. But
Yeah.
Yeah. What's with the canteens and places like that? Like, I remember as a going to school, it was like they were going full health conscious.
yeah,
and then like boom, you're an adult, you're in the workforce, and it's chips,
Yeah.
snitty, and like they don't even do like lasagna, bulk lasagna anymore.
Yeah. And you
Like,
want a salad, it's like $20. It's like
yeah,
crazy. Yeah.
these kids are finishing school and they're like going to get their first job, like as an apprentice or whatever, and they're like, "Yo, I'm just gonna survive with sausage rolls."
Yeah.
Like, they're like, "Where's our salads and where's our like ham? Yeah, where's our spinach and egg rolls?" Like,
Yeah. No, it's pretty nuts. Yeah, it's a big difference. Like in school and stuff. Like, yeah, way easier to eat healthy.
mm. Yeah, even back when I was in school, like, because I'm probably, yeah, 34, so yeah, back in the early 2000s, it was going from the vending machines got taken away.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, like, yeah, like we had these awesome vendos that would spit out Skittles and stuff if you banged it in a certain sequence. And, now Skittles are like, my nephew wouldn't have even seen a Skittle. He wouldn't know what Skittles are. Like, you know, all he knows is apples and carrots and stuff, like,
Yeah.
So
Speaking
yeah,
of,
it's just annoying.
how's your diet?
It's certainly gotten a lot better since I started dating Bree. That's for sure. Bree's very like good with nutrition and sort of places an emphasis on it a lot more than I did. I think a lot more recently I think in the past few episodes we were talking about diet. I think we talked a little bit about it with Kieran. Um, it's just making sure you get enough because like more recently I had incidents where like felt that real big amount of fatigue and like had that session which I pulled out of, and sometimes it's not really, it doesn't, like sometimes you're not 100% sure what, like it could be diet, it could be um something else. I'm not sure, but like definitely since I've made an effort to make sure I get enough calories, because when I get busy I sometimes, I'm one of those people that like cannot feel hungry after like a hard session or like just forget to eat breakfast or something. And particularly, and I'm still running like the same amount on a, say it's an MLR day and I forget, I don't eat until lunch. If I let that accumulate, it's sort of my energy and fatigue and stuff goes pear-shaped. So it's more just not too much emphasis on specifics, more so making sure I get enough calories in, sort of thing. But yeah, that's probably the main thing.
Do you substitute like some things with like the sugary drinks and that sort of stuff? Like, do you find that
I've been having
helps?
like
Yeah.
smoothies in the morning because they're real easy to get down and you can get like quite a decent amount of calories in as well. Like for example, um I'll have
Hmm.
like a up and go, like an up and go in there, oats, like a almost a
Yeah.
cup of oats, some Nutella, um,
Yeah.
a bit of peanut butter. Like that's pretty dense. Um,
Huh.
so if I have one of those in the morning, I'm at least getting my protein in and just the like enough calories in, so that if I have like if I get busy and don't eat enough for lunch, I'll still be okay. But then I just try and I normally have a big um dinner as well. But also like
Yeah.
on the weekends, been experimenting a bit with mini, just trying to get more carbs in, like with like Powerade, that Powerade
Mm.
powder, and just focusing on eating more carbs as well.
Mm.
So like, what's your Friday night? So you got a big session Saturday morning. What's your Friday night dinner pre session, pre big race looking like? Do you take on heaps of Powerade like you're saying?
Not in the past. Normally I would have just like a big bowl of as much as I can tolerate worth of pasta. Like I normally used to have
Yeah.
pesto, like a pesto pasta or like a pizza, something pretty plain pizza. But yeah, definitely want to experiment with more like taking on more carbs, like liquid carbs the few
Mm.
days before. But yeah, typically
Because have
it's
you heard of
yeah, sorry.
yeah. Oh, it's good, 100%. Like, have you heard of that one where the guy or the girl will be like, oh, they went out, and got got on the beers the night before a big race, and then they just performed like insanely well, right?
Yeah,
Like, and the theory is they're just like absolutely jacked off all the
so
carbs,
much carbs.
sugar. Yeah, so that's what I've been doing with the big stuff. So my mate Vlad, he's in WA, but he's got like 100,000 followers on YouTube, on Instagram, whatever. Um, and because Powerade's got other nasty stuff in it, and Vicks is like this fructose based stuff. Yeah, I down like a crazy amount of that stuff the night before. Like, yeah, for like 60 grams, maybe, like a solid amount, like more than what you get out of a normal Powerade.
Yeah.
Mm.
Um, Along with obviously it was on top of dinner, and like I'll wake up in the middle of the night if it's like a particularly important session, and have another like tub like yogurt and rice and another massive like 500 mils of Vicks, um, electrolyte powdery stuff.
Yeah, right.
And yeah, it makes a massive difference. I used to do it with just Powerade the night before. I'd have like two 600 millers, get through that in the evening with dinner and then before bed. Um, but yeah, you're on the very, like, that's a super secret for me. Like, big performance gains. Like, yeah, you're just hopped off all the sugar. Like, yeah, you will be
To check it
popping.
out. Yeah, I have to check it out. I'll
Yeah.
let you know how
Yeah,
I go.
get your hands on whatever you can, but yeah, it's a solid amount. Like just go overboard until it's like you go overboard and then you back it off one. It's like with vitamin C. Take like as many as you can until you start having a bit of tummy trouble, and you back it off one or two. You know when you're sick. Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I should do that now. Hopefully, I'll come
yeah,
end up just having like six bloody.
yeah. If you start running to the bathroom, you back it off one. Maybe just have five. That's your number. It's just because everyone's so different, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm 70 kilos. Like, everyone might be weighed differently and
Mm.
processing differently. So, yeah, like, it's very individual. But yeah, definitely, like, I'd be interested to see. We'll catch up again soon. And yeah, if you guys start doing that sort of stuff, yeah,
Yeah, for sure. It's something I want to experiment with.
yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Dom, what do you reckon?
Yeah. I think start wrapping up then. Yeah, nothing else from me. What about you, Smith? You all good?
No, all good. We covered quite a lot. It's good to catch up with you again, Leo.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, thanks,
Um,
boys.
yeah, well, we'll have to do another we'll have to do
3 years.
another yeah. Just check back in, see what we're all doing. Maybe um I'll
If
be
I run
doing
sub 29 at Canberra, we'll catch up soon. No.
yeah.
Did you
100%.
did you ever do like
Uh,
Zatopek or anything like that?
oh, nah, but I guess I might be close to a qualifying time now. So yeah, you never know. Like next year.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the end of this year, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Good thinking. Yeah. I mean,
That'd be sick.
yeah, I've got a bro date with my Kiwi mate for Points of Pinnacle
Right.
in November this year. Yeah, so um after that, that'd be pretty close. Yeah, you never know.
Yeah, awesome.
Okay.
Maybe
Sounds
we'll get
good.
going around
Well, yeah, thanks again for coming on, and it was good to catch up.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll see you around the tracks.